Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Jose Trujillo coming to you from a corner of my art studio. I'm a fine art artist. I make this short videos to sort of talk about certain things that have helped me and that I'm just trying to pass on to other people that maybe in hopes that they may help you, right? So this short video, this video blog, if you will, is about it's for art collectors. Believe it or not, I've been doing some videos for artists lately. A lot of videos for artists. I've been asked that often, and I decided to do some videos about painting techniques and little things here and there for artists. But this one's for art collectors. If you are looking to collect art, you're interested in, and you've always had the bug. First of all, if you're a seasoned art collector, you might not benefit from this very much. Maybe you will. I don't know. But I'm talking to people who are looking into, beginners. They want to go into art collecting. They don't really understand, even the whole thing about how do I go about buying art, right? So when is this is what this is about. I got my notes here. When is the best time to invest in art or an artist? That's the I guess the main question, I think, if you're looking to collect art, right? When is the best time? Like, it's not who, but when, right? I guess who would be a good one too, but by then you would know a little bit more about collecting art. So I'm talking to the person who's trying to get into collecting art or wants to buy art. I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars even. Of artwork. I'm talking about, just getting your feet wet. I'm talking about buying a piece for, I don't know, anywhere from even $100 to, I don't know, a signed print for $100 to, I don't know, a $5,000 or, $1,000, I don't know, painting or photograph or whatever. Just getting your feet wet, right? So most people, when they talk about this, when is the best time to collect art? I wonder when is the best time to invest. There's a lot of info out there, and there's a lot of there's one particular answer that most of us know, right? Even if you're not into the arts or whatever, buy it before the artist dies. Most people say that, right? It's almost like they're waiting for the artist to die. Buy it before the artist dies. As soon as the artist dies, the value goes up or whatever. Well, yeah, that's if the artist is somewhat well known, at least in their city or a region or doesn't have to be a world famous artist, but he could be somewhat known in the region or whatever, and made a name for himself or herself. Then that makes sense, right? When the artist dies, it's going to go up in value. Maybe not like a Monet, but it will go up in value just because he's not going to be producing anymore. But because he has an audience, or she, is what I'm talking about, right? I don't want to divert too much from what I made this video about, but the value of the artist will come down to an audience. That's really where it comes down to. It's not the value of art. The value of art is what you are willing to pay for. But the value of the artist, of the market, right, as a whole, is the audience of the artist. And if you're an artist and you're watching this, it serves you good to make note of that. Anyways, but this video is intended for art collectors, so let me get back. When is the best time? So people are like, oh, okay, buy it before the artist dies. Well, I'm trying to tell you here something slightly different. Go back even more. Check out what artists are making a buzz. And again, I'm not talking about a seasoned collector who maybe talks to art consultants and or gallery owners, I'm talking to people who are trying to get their feet wet. So what you want to do is put your put your eyes out there. Ojo, we say in Spanish. Eye. Keep your eye open, peeled. See what artists are not famous. Okay, this is a good way to do it. Believe me. believe me. I like to collect art, so that's what I like to do. I like to see what artists, and I'm not a fancy collector by any means, or I'm not a connoisseur collector, but I do like to when I see something, right? But what I've learned is that you want to pay attention to artists who are making a splash. What I mean by that is the artist is sort of making a name for himself or herself, right? The artist comes up in do a Google search. Does the artist I don't know, has exhibits? What's their Twitter handle like? Pay attention to those things. Really, it'll serve you really well if you're into collecting art. Pay attention to, is the artist, does the artist have somewhat of a following? Is the artist creating a following on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever they sell, maybe on Etsy, eBay, Amazon, or their personal website? Do they have reviews? Pay attention to those things, because if the artist is creating a splash, if you start seeing the artist in different places, but the artwork, see, this is the tricky part. This is the good part. You want to pay attention to an artist who's making a splash, but maybe an artist who hasn't made a big splash yet, because an artist who made a big splash is now being collected in the tens of thousands, most likely, or the 100, the six figures and plus. But an artist who's making a splash enough for you to notice, is an artist, in my opinion, is an artist who is here to stay. And that is a good thing. If again, let me get back, okay? I'm not talking about collecting for the love of it. Like I love that piece. I'm going to collect it. I have other videos about that. What I'm talking about is for maybe financial gains in the future, or maybe start collecting. Maybe it's not financial gains right away, but prominent artists that will turn into financial gains in the near future. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about if you see a piece and you fall in love with it, don't listen to me. Go buy it. I mean, that's what art is for. I'm talking about for people who are trying to collect for some sort of financial gain. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. Most people that want to get into collecting, they want to start collecting what they like first, and then they start collecting. For the most cases, that's not every case, but for the most part, they start collecting what they love, and then they start learning about artists and names and who's prominent and who's making a splash, and then they start slowly going into those artists. Some of them don't go into those artists. Some stay into what they love, and they just collect what they want to hang, and that's it. Others collect what they want to hang from artists who are making a splash, so they go after both. But nevertheless, let me get back. And that's the trick, okay? You want to collect from artists who are making a splash, but the prices, this is what I'm talking about. This is where the secret is. Their prices are not monumental yet. They're not even in the tens of thousands yet, because there's not that big demand for them yet. They're making a splash. The demand will be there. Trust me, the demand will be there over time, because they're making a splash. They're telling the market, look, I'm an artist. I'm here to stay. I'm painting constantly. I'm exhibiting. I'm selling constantly. I'm showing up on the market. And that's the artist you want to go after. The artist that is showing up in the market often, all the time, because that artist, sooner than later, more sooner than later, is going to be on demand. So that's what I would do. I would start checking out, well, that's what I do, but that's what I'm telling you to do. Start checking out their Twitter handle. Do they have more than, if they only have like I don't know, like 50 followers, don't get discouraged. Maybe Twitter is not the thing that they do. Maybe they do Facebook. Maybe they have like $10,000, $20,000 followers on Facebook, and their work is still at $1,000, $500. I don't know. Maybe they don't have that many people following them on Facebook, but they are creating a splash on Twitter or on, I don't know, LinkedIn, or they're creating a splash on Instagram or anywhere. Look where the splash is, because artists that are here to stay create a splash. Many of the best ones create a splash in multiple platforms. Okay, and what I mean by creating a splash again is that they are gaining followers and they're creating movement. Some of them do it on YouTube. Some artists have a big splash. Other ones don't have a big splash yet, but are making enough movement that they will eventually create a huge splash. You want to look into that, okay? Maybe an artist like me. This is there's my what do they call that? I don't know. There's my pitch. Either way, look for those artists. Those artist prices are still very affordable. They're still really, they are still, because it's the same artist. It's just that the artist is not on high demand yet, so you want to go after that. Because when the artist is on demand, I mean, what are we? There's no point anymore. Everybody wants that artist, and the prices are just going to keep going up or skyrocket. So nevertheless, I'll leave you with that. Okay, go after an artist who's making a splash somewhere or everywhere. Better yet, everywhere. Right? An artist that shows up here in the magazine or there, yeah. And then you'll see, because they're not big, but they're creating enough splash, and that's the art you want to go after. If you're trying to collect for, hopefully getting some financial gain or getting a prominent artist. Maybe you want to catch it. You want to catch Monet before he becomes big Monet. I don't know. I'll leave you with that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.